Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Ena versus FpXy. Don't quite know how to say the name, so I will most likely just be referring to him as the Undead throughout the rest of the matchup. Anyways, this game, Orc versus Undead, Ena spawning as the pink Orc player over here on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the bomb, just give the most confident craft. Oh, three first match. All right. Anyways, let's see what's happening here. Enna spawning as the pink orc player over here on the top right hand side of the map as the pink orc. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, FpXy spawning as, well, the dark green undead. For those of you guys who are wondering where this game came from, this is, well, actually doesn't tell me what event this game came from, but there are a whole bunch of viewers letting me know that this is not a ladder match. And, well, makes me curious as to what is being played in terms of what is on the line. We are looking at only 5 acolytes, not going for a 6th. We do have the Tomb of Relics coming down, Crypt, and then the Altar of Darkness down over here. Meanwhile, off on the other side, is Enna going for Farseer Headhunters with an early Lumber Mill? All right, that could be the case here. Farseer Headhunter's early lumber mill. Normally, if you're trying to go to tier 2 quickly, you don't place down this war mill as you want to kind of save your gold, but at the same time, in the same way, well, getting that early lumber mill does increase how quickly you harvest lumber. Since you can see the walking distance and the timing, well, it takes a little bit of time right there. We're seeing that 17 workers over 21 right now. Farseer should be popping on out here in just a moment. Is it going to go to 18? Yes, it is going to go to 18. And now we'll still have room for a grunt for eventually when the barracks, or maybe just go for headhunters once the barracks are open. Farseer is going to be on the move, and well, where is it going to go? Is it going to go for harassment? Yes, it will. Quick set of Spirit Wolves now making their way down, going up against a Dreadlord first. Dreadlord first, not the typical hero of choice in the matchup. I was expecting a Crypt Lord. Dreadlord does have the added benefit of being able to, well, carry on Swarm and rip through a large number of units. If your opponent does try and go wide, that may be the strategy if your opponent is going for mass headhunters before they get into that berserker form. Well, because they are wide and they have significantly less hit points. Ghouls are going to be working together here. It looks as though, oh, it is sleep being used. And what is this? A beautiful aggro onto the creeps right here, causing problems. A little bit of traffic on the way to this, on the way to the Ogre Magi creep camp here, as the Dreadlord is going to be trying to make its way back over. A nice intellectual play by FpXy to delay the expansion without really without really delaying the expansion here. There's a Spirit Wolves, there's a boulder. Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen that. If you guys were wondering what happened there, the Enna attacked the creep camps, triggered the boulder effect from the rock golem. However, the Dreadlord had slipped the Farseer, making it invulnerable, right? So you made it invulnerable, and then it actually avoided the damage. All right, with all of that said and done, though, well, you see a large amount of damage across all of FpXy's attempted creep time. There were just so many units on that whole entire map right there, and FpXy, well, is going to be significantly delayed for his expansion attempt. All right. Coming back across here, Dreadlord still looking to perhaps try and finish things off here. Farseer, well, in comes the Spirit Wolves. Farseer of Enna should already be trying to heal back up to 172 hit points. Slowly but surely getting there. Ogre Magi going to get taken down, picking up Claws of Attack +5. A decent item right there. Spirit Wolves going to try and attempt to take down that Ziggurat, as Enna, well, just going to punish this fast expansion attempt all the way home, and now having those headhunters. Dreadlord really needs to get to that next level, just a little bit shy here. Is going to be able to take down a Spirit Wolf? That is the question. Meanwhile, is Enna finally going to get on the board with some experience? Yes, he will, taking down that Ghoul. More ghouls are getting added in 27 versus 27 supply, as the Spirit Wolves are going after some acolytes. All right, Farseer now in a little bit of trouble, has been backed up into a corner. Spirit Wolves getting resummoned in right there. What is going on? They are fully backed on into a corner. Headhunter, while going straight after the Dreadlord. Who's going to get the experience first as the skeletal minions and the ghouls? Dreadlord trying to get back on the Blight will be able to... Come on, just get back on the Blight. You are like 5 feet away. Get back on the Blight, be able to heal up a little bit more. Meanwhile, it looks as though the Dreadlord is going to be able to level up, get to level 2. It's taking a lot of damage, and this is going to be a major problem. Down to 33 hit points. How much more damage is he going to get as one more shot finishes off that ghoul there? Dreadlord sitting at 28 hit points. Headhunter is actually getting ensnared down. And, well, I don't know. I didn't expect this to be a 3-player game. The creeps on the map really racking up the kills today. And this is just absolutely crazy already. Skeletal minions trying to finish off this last Headhunter here. Headhunter looks like it will end up getting taken down as it is now retreating back once more. One more shot would have been enough. Tauren Chieftain already out onto the battlefield. Healing salve being used right there. That Farseer was even further delayed since it was forced to be resurrected. Meanwhile, down here, Tauren Chieftain now making its position known. All right, I'm going to end up getting used to this camera angle, and then all of a sudden, while trying to drag the map around, it is going to end up zooming in, and I'm going to have a sad day. All right, Dreadlord does opt to go for Carrion Swarm over Vampiric Aura. Does make a lot of sense. We may see Vampiric Aura at level 4 as well. Vampiric Aura at level 4 does help out here. Skeletal, well, Sacrificial Dagger or the Ritual Dagger. You sacrifice, you guys know what I mean, right? The Ritual Dagger that sacrifices an undead unit. And how does that really feel when you sacrifice an undead unit, right? Like, you are now truly dead of the undead, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that really conceptually doesn't make sense in lore. Anyways, is that a new item? By new, as in within the past year, year and a half, yes. Yeah, in the lifespan of WarCraft 3, yes, that is a new item. Is it a new item that came out just last week? Definitely not. Anyways, Dreadlord coming back around, going to finish off the Ogre Magi here, get up to level 3. We are seeing, well, level 2 Carrion Swarm. And what is this? Plus 15 attack on this Dreadlord. Plus 15 attack on a Dreadlord. Not something you see very normally. We are attacking the tier 2. That is a lot of claws indeed, as the ghouls are really starting to swarm out across the map even further. All right, green on a green map, so difficult to spot. We should outlaw this color as we're looking at the Tauren Chieftain. Well, kind of in the wrong spot here. Going to try and engage. There's a couple of ensnares going down onto some headhunters as well. Carrion Swarm is going to rip through. No, a stomp first before a Carrion Swarm is used, as the Scroll of Speed, well, counteracted by a sleep onto that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain, surrounded by ghouls, puts his foot down and says, nope, I don't want that at all, as ghoul after ghoul is getting taken down as Wind Riders take to the skies. Tauren Chieftain is going to end up falling there, as the Dreadlord stays at level 3, pretty much using all of his items once more. We could be looking at perhaps some gargoyles added into the fight here in just a moment. I wouldn't believe a transition into Crypt Fiends at this stage, as both players are still sitting on one base. And it does have a slightly larger army, a little bit of an ensnare problem. And yes, I do believe that there are 3 players in this game. The computer creeps have really just done a lot to reshape the course and this matchup so far. All right, Ogre Warrior going to get taken down. Dreadlord going to get to level 4 here. Meanwhile, we are looking at a level 2, almost level 3 Farseer, working alongside a currently resurrecting level 2 Tauren Chieftain. Now, level 2 Spirit Wolves do mean that they are able to push in a lot more pressure and damage. Acolytes trying to mine at a gold mine are very much exposed during this time, as the Halls of the Dead is already making way to Black Citadel. Gargoyles could... What? No gargoyles still. Interesting not going for gargoyles, getting up that graveyard. Perhaps thinking a little bit more long-term as the Farseer makes its way out, going after these Forest Troll Trappers. All right, making our way back down across the map again. Farseer is at 3. Tauren Chieftain is at 2. No expansion down across here either. Tauren Chieftain puts his foot down, gets in a couple of easy stuns once more as the Spirit Wolves, well, end up trying to finish off all of these huntsmen here. There goes a couple of sentry wards being thrown down as well as the Wind Riders take to the skies. Back down to the south here, what is going on? Well, Dreadlord going to get very close to level 5, or get closer to level 5. Another Claws of Attack +5, and the Dreadlord actually being forced to drop that item since, well, there are other items to be had. Scroll of Protection picked up. Perhaps that should be sold, or I don't know what is perhaps better. Scroll of Protection. There's a Scroll of the Beast. Is he going to get up a second hero? Doesn't look like it as of yet. Wants to go for a solo Dreadlord throughout this matchup. All right, leaving behind a Claws of Attack +5. Gargoyles are taking to the skies, and they will benefit from that Vampiric Aura. Farseer of Ena says thank you very much for that +5 damage. Yoink. Well, it's not really a yoink if you leave it behind for your opponent, as a Scroll of Speed now being used. All right, gonna go ahead and try and engage right there. There was a Ritual Dagger being used. Dreadlord trying to back away once again. We're gonna see more attacks heading back and forth here. What is this? Rod of Necromancy being dropped behind. Oh, there's a beautiful Carrion Swarm right there as the Gargoyles could try and engage. All right, quickly taking down that building there. Chain Lightning as that follow-up, as a little bit of damage still adding up once more. Dreadlord has plenty of mana. Uses another Carrion Swarm as the Tauren Chieftain now trying to back away, wanting to save all of these units. Is another Carrion Swarm going to get off in time? No, it is not. 44 supply over 40, upside down, unable to train up any new units. Meanwhile, Ena comfortably sitting at 49 and was able to trade essentially a Scroll of Town Portal in that battle for that Mana Stone. That Mana Stone was used in order to get an additional cast of Carrion Swarm, hoping to finish off those Wind Riders or get in a little bit more damage. Tauren Chieftain of Ena quickly recognized the situation and said, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to retreat, regroup, re-heal up all of my units. And then that way, the Carrion Swarm is not going to be able to take down as many units. The downside, though, is that the undead FpXy now at level 5 and should most likely be going for level 3 Carrion Swarm. With 450 mana, that Dreadlord, even though it is a strength-based hero, has a surprising amount of intellect, able to have 450 mana topped out. That is rather high, as we are looking at the units now, well, ready to roll on out. We are looking at a Great Hall getting added in, spiked barricades by Ena to try and protect against this Ghoul Swarm army. Ghoul Swarm army does have level 1 Vampiric Aura. Is it Bone Chimes? No, it's not. It's not Bone Chimes. That's level 1 Vampiric Aura right there. Coming back around, Farseer is at 4, Tauren Chieftain is at 3, Unholy Aura for the Tauren Chieftain there. We can see healing wards being placed down, and oh, talk about getting the most useless item. I was just like, how does he have 3 charges on his healing wards and a healing ward in play when now I see he has Master Witch Doctors. All right, so Tauren Chieftain trying to shore up the Orc's weakness of not having enough healing, ends up getting healing wards for free, and well, we'll see if that investment in the Mastery Witch Doctors is actually worth it. Doomhorn, yeah, okay, yes. In comes the stomp right there. Decent amount of stun. 2 ghouls already taken down. A third one could get taken down. Carrion Swarm, Dreadlord coming in with also that Orb of Corruption. There's a stasis trap hitting across multiple units. Once more, there is what was that? How is that a heal across so many units? Did he just use like 7 charges that quickly? All right. Oh, Healing Ward is the one that's actually healing across all of those units there. There goes another Carrion Swarm. However, well, continual use of this healing ward to try and get around the fact that that carry-on swarm hit and run tactics not going to be working out that well. It's not really useless. Witch Doctor's healing wards cost 200 mana, and it's quite a lot. That is true. Also, it's really the healing wards that are doing such a great job right now of not allowing that Dreadlord carry-on swarm damage to really stick. Dreadlord trying to catch up to this Obsidian statue, getting to get taken down, and all of a sudden, there goes another carry-on swarm once more. Dreadlord trying to retreat back. Gargoyles coming in from the other side there as the healing ward is in position. And what are we going to be seeing? There goes a Shadow Hunter. Now, perhaps he's going to go for Serpent wards. No, goes for Hex to have the eventual, perhaps long lockdown between Hex and Stomp. The Witch Doctor mana, yes, is relatively scarce. Tauren Chieftain, has he been using those charges? Yes, he has. And well, will be able to get to level, oh no, just shy of level 4 as the units are now making their way down, and FpX is now attempting to go for an expansion here. Ziggurat Towers will be nearly up and running. Shadowhunter being left behind as we are going into a possible expansion attempt as well. Where is that Shadowhunter? No Hex going to be available. Level 4 now on the Tauren Chieftain as they are going into... are we going to see a Stomp? No Stomp. Perhaps Hex needed to be used in order to finish off that Dreadlord. That little bit of extra damage could have been enough, or that slight delay as well. Wind Riders are getting taken out. All right, a quick sleep right there. Tauren Chieftain tries to throw down a Stomp. Dreadlord down to dead as we see the Scroll of Protection, well, be used to try and protect all of those units. A little bit, well, that fight was a lot harder than it needed to be. Ena leaving behind his Shadow Hunter, not having it in his control group, and well, that was the problem. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4. There goes a quick Hex onto a Gargoyle right there. Healing Ward still being used as the mana on the Witch Doctor is still relatively difficult to top off, and they are now retreating back again. Dreadlord went from, well, plus 15 damage down to nothing. He's used everything he possibly could. We are now training up some more acolytes here. Dreadlord is not resurrected at home, instead resurrected at the tavern, and will be joining in on the fight here. Double Goblin Sappers all the way. Where are they going to be trying to dive on into? That is the question now. They're going to get separated right there. There goes one, another position, and now there goes well, going after those Ziggurats right there and almost taken down to 24 hit points each, and those should get taken down with no problem. Tauren Chieftain finishing off 2 Ziggurats once more, now forcing his opponent to almost be upside down on supply. Tauren Chieftain now trying to back up as the Dreadlord is in position, but can he really fight back against this army? Cryptlord showing 1,300 hit points, going to fall out of favor here as the Gargoyles going after some of those units on the ground. No Serpent Wards as a carry-on sword rips through the Farseer, almost taking him down here. Farseer could try to go for a Chain Lightning as we are now looking at the Shadowhunter, perhaps going to drop down some healing waves to try and keep units alive, but the Gargoyles have been able to just dive on into those healing wards and prevent all of that healing. Shadow Wolves now going to be joining in on the fight as well. A healing ward now being placed down once again, forcing the Gargoyle to try and attack right there. Chain Lightning bouncing across, getting in some damage, as well as the Headhunters are fighting their way through. Another Gargoyle could get taken down. Yes, it does. Farseer now trying to lead the charge again. Tauren Chieftain still really strong, but with nothing to really stomp, well, it's just a little bit of a sad day for him. Tauren Chieftain, plenty of mana and nowhere to use it as another carry-on swarm rips through many of those Headhunters again. Healing wave continuing to bounce around. Shadowhunter now making up the difference across much of the necessary healing. We're looking at 42 supply count against 30. Both sides perhaps running up on 2 bases, I believe, as the units are going to try and retreat back. All right, Dreadlord, there goes in another Stomp right there. Dreadlord could be in trouble, just needs to get to level 6, and all of a sudden can summon an Infernal, and there is some major damage indeed. All right, Infernal going after some of those units. The stun not lasting as long as the level 3 Stomp, but the Infernal still going after some of those units, going to be able to finish off that Headhunt, or that Witch Doctor right there. Infernal going to be taking quite a bit of damage once more, going after that Berserker who's at 90 hit points. But, well, a Kodo Beast purposely trying to get into harm's way. That Infernal walking rather far. And at some point, this is just not going to work out well. All right, little bit of body blocking once more as the Infernal of FpXy finally decides to retreat home. Meanwhile, back home here, it looks like some Wind Riders got taken out as well. Dreadlord buying a lot of consumable items the expansion is up and running for both sides. Ena needs to get one more peon on that gold mine line, as we see plenty of, well, sentry wards positioned all across the map. Are we going to see some skeletal minions get taken out? Yes, we are. There goes a couple right there. Kodo Beast are in the back. Not that many headhunters. We're going to see a slight engagement here as we are going to be going into a fight once more. A Gargoyle trying to defend. Not going to work out well. Dreadlord trying to run all the way back here. Going to be quite a bit of time before that Inferno will be able to be summoned down. FpXy sitting at 29, getting in a large carry-on swarm once again. And that Dreadlord damage is just going to start to add up over time again. Meanwhile, that healing ward in the back needs to get taken out, and the Obsidian statue actually the one to deal that killing blow as the units are looking to pull back here. I don't know why you need 3 sentry wards. Mana on Witch Doctors is rather important. So to see 3 sentry wards be placed down there instead of perhaps being able to use another healing ward is a very, well, sad day indeed. Unless you're trying to place down the wards in a way where your opponent can't place down buildings. But that would actually be kind of funny. Like you're trying to build buildings or reroute buildings for Night Elf, and all of a sudden just mass sentry ward spam is actually preventing that from happening. Tauren Chieftain seeing that level 4 Farseer of Ena in a fight he should not be part of, taking away a third of the experience for the remaining units. Meanwhile, a quick hex onto that Dreadlord as the Dreadlord trying to retreat back once again. Dreadlord could turn around, perhaps get down another carry-on swarm across multiple units. Tauren Chieftain actually doing a great job body blocking that Abomination until he falls asleep on the job. Abomination down to 271 hit points, needs to back away. We are not looking at a Death Knight still, and with a solo Dreadlord, the hero levels of the of Ena just may become far too much. The Infernal here, is it gonna actually die to how wait, the Infernal doesn't take damage from spiked barricades? That I did not know. That Infernal did a lot of damage, but well, there goes the another Infernal once again, stunning down many of those units. Dreadlord still has plenty of mana. Obsidian statues are right here. Dreadlord should be trying to carry on swarm this location right here. Use a mana pot and do it, but still low on or cooldown on those mana pots perhaps. All right, units are now spreading apart a little bit more, making that Dreadlord's carry on swarm not nearly as effective as another carry-on swarm does go through. Gargoyle is trying to finish things off. 46 supply compared to 49. Home field advantage for FpXy, but it doesn't really feel like it so far, as the Tauren Chieftain still is alive and strong. Sitting at level 5, throwing down a level 3 stomp, stunning down the Dreadlord. Dreadlord does have a potion of healing. Gonna go ahead and throw down another carry-on swarm. However, healing wave, saving that Kodo Beast right there. Headhunters could get taken down here. Dreadlord continuing the fight. Are we going to see another carry-on swarm rip through this party? That's what we need to see, as if the Dreadlord wants to get back into this game here. There goes another carry-on swarm, as the Headhunters are taking a large bit of damage, as now the Tauren Chieftain could be in a little bit of trouble. A little bit of additional natural regeneration healing has been saving some of those units, as the Farseer, are we going to see enough damage? Tauren Chieftain has the Scroll of Town portal and backs away. Necromancers. A late game addition here. Necromancers, and are we going into meat wagons as well? No, Abominations and Necromancers adept training. Meanwhile, down here, yeah, the Temple of the Damned was built off at the expansion location, making it, well, a little bit of hidden tech. Meanwhile, a Kodo Beast is escaping at 18 hit points, and another Kodo Beast escaping at 388. That is a very big deal, as they both have Abominations in the belly of the beast. The Kodos are gonna well, eat 1,000 hit point units, slowly digest them, and is it gonna give a lot of experience perhaps to the Shadow Hunter or some other units as well? All right, is the Death Knight getting added in? No, still no sign of a Death Knight. Why are we pinging all over the place? I don't really know, as we're looking at peons trying to escape back here. All right, Kodo Beast, one Abomination getting digested. Free experience available for the Orc army right there, as a carry-on swarm rips through once again. Dreadlord now looking to pull back. 43 supply here, as we are looking at Shadow Wolves, perhaps going to be going after some Acolytes as well. All right, Shadow Wolves going to there, a little bit of vampiric aura helping the Acolytes try and stay alive, but that's just not going to bode well, especially when going up against all of those units here. All right, Great Hall. That is no longer under any real duress. Either 48 supply compared to 47. And the European undead players really liking the use of their necromancers, really making a show here. All right, heading back off to north. Um, where are the wolves going to be going? I don't know. Wolves trying to make their way through, perhaps getting a little bit of damage onto these acolytes here as they're mining, but there are two towers here, one spirit tower and one Nerubian tower, making it very difficult to get in. Meanwhile, the green army is still hiding themselves here on Last Refuge, making their way through once again. Another abomination, or another shadow wolf, going to get taken down. It easily taken out. Yeah, using a shade, perhaps being able to shut down all of these wards. um yeah, shut down all of the wards that are all across the map and limit the sight of Ena seems to be able to just constantly respond and react extremely well because of the positioning of his units and just the total information on the map. We are looking at 300 gold against Ena's 50 right now. He's trying to mine off over here. He's not even getting full saturation, as things can go from bad to worse. All right, Meat Wagon actually trained up in a bad spot and, well, quickly gets taken down right there. Kodo Beast in that front line. There goes a giant stomp. And what is this? The liquid fire from the demolishers to try and damage a bit of those buildings. Units are now going to go up onto the high ground here and use this high ground location a bit more. There goes another carry-on swarm, and you can actually see Ena using that high ground elevation to his advantage. Demolishers are just going to be attacking from range, and it feels like Ena, if he's able to force a fight at this location, should be able to come out ahead. But the carry-on swarms, the dreaded carry-on swarms from the Dreadlord, continuing to push again and again, is causing problems as the units are able to use another tactical retreat. All right, Watchtower about to get taken down. It looks as though the Watchtower doing target practice against this. And, well, there it goes. 49 supply compared to 42. FpX once again going into low upkeep. Meanwhile, Ena sitting on 42 supply has two level 5 heroes and a level 3 hero going up against a level 7 solo Dreadlord. That Dreadlord and that Carrion Swarm has really added up a large amount of damage, and FpXy has just constantly been using potions of mana to try and win outright with that Carrion Swarm and having that damage stick. We've all seen that damage just constantly get stacked up onto Ena's units, and the Witch Doctors have been trying their best to use that healing ward to stay alive, and can continue to do that here. However, Ena is being revealed right now, as there is 8 supply in the belly of these two Kodo beasts once again, making the next fight a little bit closer again. Inferno doesn't get damaged by Spike Barricade. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, we saw that off over here earlier in the range. Does Magic immune? Maybe because of its unit type or something. I don't know. It is technically a melee range fast. Anyway, it's going to go ahead and engage right here. There's Chain Lightning bouncing across multiple sides, and a quick Hex onto the Dreadlord, causing problems. Carry-on Swarm, and that Hex was actually a very big deal, as it removed much of the opportunity and time for constant carry-on swarms and lineups here. All right, are we going to see another carry-on swarm here? Tauren Chieftain throws down a stomp. Level 4 now on the Shadow Hunter. Level 2 Hex. Level 6 on the Farseer. Another carry-on swarm going through. Scrolls of Healing could perhaps be purchased. Chain Lightning instead of bouncing around here as damage, actually going onto some of the skeletons as well. 2 Abominations extremely low on hit points, trying to back away. Healing wards continuing that fight. Demolishers just lobbing their attacks again as the Chain Lightning finds an Abomination on the bounce for the kill there. Farseer going to try and finish off 2 more Abomination. There goes one more off on the other side. There goes another, and all of a sudden 12 supply is lost. Tauren Chieftain has a potion of lesser invulnerability. Is we going to see the death of a Dreadlord? Dreadlord down to 219 hit points. It's trying to get away. Infernal is chasing after it. No more healing that I can see, as all of the units are low on hit points. What would be funny is if the digestion of a Abomination actually gives level 5 or level 6 to that Tauren Chieftain. That would absolutely be huge. Get that Farseer away, get the Shadow Hunter away, and try and just get the get the Tauren Chieftain level 6 right there. Oh, the unit was a little bit too close. Could the Infernal actually give it there, as the Kodo Beast is still, well, getting actually body blocked by his own Tauren Chieftain. Kodo Beast alive. A beautiful pincer play right there, and this is going to give level 6 to the Tauren Chieftain. And a level 6 Tauren Chieftain now, well, changes absolutely everything. Level 6 Tauren Chieftain, level 6 Farseer. Farseer are going to be able to use Earthquake very effectively to take down buildings. The expansions are difficult. The next set of expansions are difficult to take out as well. We are still mining, but there's only 3 minutes of mining left, and FpX is buying potions of mana like they're coming back into style. I'm hoping that the Carrion Swarm will be able to keep that army at bay. Hex does last a little bit longer now, so that is an important thing to note. No shades to be found, and both sides once again sitting in low upkeep. All right, Slaughterhouse Tauren Chieftain in that frontline spot saying, you know what? I'm going to dive on in. Oh, there's a quick sleep right there. And how much damage, or who's going to wake him up? There's a stomp right there, as we see, perhaps a Hex go down onto that Dreadlord. There is that Hex onto that Dreadlord. Tauren Chieftain could follow up with another stomp here, waiting for the timing on that. Are we going to stun lock out that Dreadlord again? As well, there goes that Carrion Swarm, but the healing wave, or the healing ward in the back, still doing its job. All right, damage after damage still adding up. Kodo Beast eating an Acolyte. Not necessarily the target it was really going for, as all the units are retreating back again. One Abomination up on that hill, doesn't really want to fight there. Skeletal minions trying to back away here. Kodo Beast eats this has eaten an Abomination. This Acolyte saying, you know what, I need to finish digesting you before I can eat another target. Carrion Swarm ripping on through once again. Kodo Beast down to 270 hit points and dropping steadily, as there is, are we going to see another Carrion Swarm try to bounce through here? Nope, no, not quite yet. Down to 336. We could be looking at another Carrion Swarm ripping through these targets again. Are we going to see a Hex? No Hex onto the Dreadlord, as the Kodo Beast looks to jump back in onto the fight once more. All right, some Abominations joining in on the fight again. There goes a Carrion Swarm ripping through. Tauren Chieftain going to throw down another stomp here in just a second, as another Abomination about to fall. Battling, Chain Lightning bouncing around. In comes an Infernal. Damage is going to add back up again. 37 supply come 34. The Abomination getting taken out again. Tauren Chieftain still alive and well, and will be even if he gets knocked down, as the Dreadlord is still chasing his way through, perhaps trying to get another Carrion Swarm through again. All right, there goes another Kodo Beast. Tauren Chieftain, Farseer trying to back away. The Tauren Chieftain trying to fight off the meat wagons and all of these remaining units. Dreadlord just wants to line up another beautiful Carrion Swarm onto the Shadow Hunter and the Farseer, and almost gets them both. A beautiful heal right there at the last second, as that Shadow Hunter is in a little bit of trouble. Standing next to a Shadow Hunter could be hazardous to your health. Potion of Healing now onto the Shadow Hunter, sitting at 250 hit points as it gets healed back up. Dreadlord out of potions of mana, being forced to retreat. There goes a Hex, as an Obsidian statue is right there. An Abomination is right there. Perhaps it's going to be able to provide enough cover. Dreadlord down to dead, as it gets taken out there. Dreadlord has fallen at level 8. Shadow Hunter has fallen at level 4. And, well, what is left to see? 28 supply compared to 27. Tauren Chieftain going after some of those units here. Abominations are still out on the field. Army sizes are very, very similar to each other, as the Abomination here could get taken down. Farseer could actually... Oh, they're breaking chase. Farseer trying to go after the Abomination, down to 91 hit points. Is he going to get back on Blight? Perhaps get... Nope. Purposely stopped at the Blight. Didn't want the safety of any of the towers. Gets taken out, giving level 7 to that Farseer. Tauren Chieftain still giving chase here. Are we going to perhaps see an Earthquake? Yeah, but why do only the buildings when you... Oh, the Haunted Gold Mine only had 0 gold. Great choice, actually, to go after the Temple of the Damned, and really destroying a lot of the majority of the buildings. Dreadlord has been resurrected back in the center portion of the map. Tauren Chieftain by his lonesome self, trying to fight back the remainder of this battle here. Unsummoning of the Ziggurats, as the Farseer could have some difficult times too. Witch Doctor now making its way back and heading back off to the north. All right, coming back across here, Tauren Chieftain now making its way back off to the north. Infernal doing a good job trying to shut down some of the mining happening off to the north here and taking down those peons as well. 23 supply compared to 27. Both sides suffering a large amount of damage at the hands of other players' ultimate abilities as the Infernal finally gets taken down here. Shadow Wolf still causing problems. 23 supply compared to 26. And what is going on? A strange, strange game indeed as the Dreadlord now hits level 9. All right, Shadow Hunter has resurrected. Ena back off to the north here again, using those healing wards. Witch Doctors really shoring up some of the weaknesses of that Orc army here. Shadow Hunter as well with will be able to bring in the necessary burst heal into this upcoming battle as we're looking at the Dreadlord now in the battle here. There in comes an Infernal and coming into play here. Thank you for the follow. Another nice stomp coming across once more as the battle still raging on here. Well, a couple of illusions. Level 5 now on the Shadow Hunter. Level 5 Shadow Hunter, level 3 Healing Wave. And I don't believe anything is really going to end up falling here as Healing Wave at level 3 can easily counter that Dreadlord's Carrion Swarm. The Shadow Hunter still has potions of mana and a plethora of items, as well as there is just so many, illusionary Tauren chieftains that are going to be able to start stomping down as well. Headhunters looking to back away. Acolytes joining in on the fight to try and perhaps take down some of those peons as well. But that is the game. FpX throws in the towel as Ena gets the win there. The heroes, 2 level 7 heroes and a level 5 hero of Ena, carrying the team to victory. Dreadlord at level 9 with a lot of items. FpX just constantly buying carry-on, potions of mana for carry-on swarm. Ena forced on the other side to buy a whole bunch of clarity potions and also healing salves to try and recover a lot of that damage. Interesting game overall, but it felt like FpX was constantly just a little bit shy of being able to capitalize on any momentum that he really had. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.